2025 was not only another year of PBs across my usual distances from the 5K to the half marathon, but it's also when I became a marathoner. And it may go down as my best running year ever. So with 2026 just around the corner, it's time for a 2025 review before I share my running goals for next year, along with a life update that may bring some spice and uncertainty into the mix. So let's begin with my time-based running goals. For the 5K, I wanted to run sub 18:30, but I would have been really happy with 18:30 on the dot because the year before, really, it was the distance I had struggled with. So any kind of progress, I would have been super happy with. So my first 5K of the year was in May, and I ran 18:13, so that was the goal ticked off. And then I did a few more 5K races shortly after, and I was always around the same ballpark, like I did 18:14, 18:12, 18:10, and at the end of August, I did the Mid-Cheshire 5K, and I ran 17:52. The sub-18 milestone, I did not see it coming. I was over the moon. Now for the 10K, I wanted to run a sub 38, and I achieved that in January. The very first race of the year was the Valencia 10K, and I ran 37:50. I lowered that PB to 37:27 in March. I ran a couple 10Ks in the summer that were training races, did not PB. And then just a few weeks ago, I took part in the Wilmslow Festive 10K, and I did 36:56. If you had told me in January that I would end the year as a sub 37 10K runner, I would not have believed it. For the half marathon, the goal was sub 84. I thought I would get there at the back end of the year, surely not in spring. Turns out my very first half marathon of the year, Malaga half in March, I ran 83:19, and 2 weeks later at Berlin half, I did 82:29. Then I upgraded my goal for the second half of the year. I wanted to try and run sub 82. I did Copenhagen half in September, I ran 81:36, and then a few weeks later, Valencia half, I did a little bit better, 81:29. So as of now, the half marathon PB streak that I've had since my first ever half marathon race in November 2021 is still holding on. For how much longer, I don't know, but it hasn't broken yet. The other goal I had set myself for this year, which was not time-based, was to go to at least 24 club track sessions this year because I thought the membership fee for the Shrewsbury Athletic Club was quite expensive. So I told myself, Chloe, you've got to go on average at least twice a month. Otherwise, it would have been a waste of money. And I ended up going to 25 sessions. So that goal is ticked off. And I think it was beneficial and it was quite nice from time to time to actually do a session with people instead of just running on my own all the time. And although I had entered the Valencia Marathon 2025 in December last year, I didn't say a word about it when I told you about my running goals for this year because at that point I still didn't know whether I was actually gonna go for it this year. And I also wanted to keep it to myself. I didn't want to make it a year-long topic of discussion on my channel. So I started training in August, but only publicly announced it on YouTube in October. I was really hoping that I would be able to run a sub 3, and that's what I worked towards. But really for my first one, the main goal was to finish the thing and become a marathoner. But I did have a really good day out there and I managed to run 2:58:15, and I think it will go down as my proudest running achievement to be able to go sub 3 on debut. That's it for the goals. I am, of course, really pleased with those PBs across the board. So as of now, I am ending the year with a 5K PB of 17:52 versus 18:40 at the start of the year. 10K PB is 36:56 versus 38:26. Half marathon is 81:29 versus 85:41. And now I've got a marathon PB of 2:58:15. And I raced 15 times this year with 6 races outside the UK. There were 4 in Spain, 1 in Germany, 1 in Denmark. In terms of total mileage, so the year is not over. I am recording this video on December 26th, so still a few more days of running. But as of now, for the year, I am on 4,251 kilometers, which is quite a step up compared to last year. So in 2024, I ran a total of 3,467 kilometers. My biggest month last year was actually December, 349 kilometers. My biggest month this year was 441 kilometers in August. And what I really loved about this year is that it was a great one for travel, and combining running and traveling, this is just what I live for. So I've got my list here. I run in a total of 10 countries. England, Wales, went to Spain several times in different cities. Denmark, went to Copenhagen, went to Germany twice, went to the Netherlands, went to France to visit my family. We were in Greece this summer. We went to Andorra for 2 weeks in September, which was one of the best trips ever. And now the UAE, Dubai more specifically, which brings me to the life update. So yes, we are now in our house in Dubai. We got here less than a week ago. It is very exciting, also very overwhelming. And once I've got on top of everything that I need to do and I feel a bit more settled, I will bring you up to speed on this whole new life. But for now, it is important context for you to know that we are in Dubai because, you know, my running might be a little different next year. I am someone who needs to have targets to work towards. So I did set myself running goals for 2026, although I have no idea of what I'll be able to achieve. I'm being completely honest here. And those goals that I've set myself, they're not even big jumps compared to my current PBs because I feel like at the level I'm at now, I can't hope to take big chunks of my PBs endlessly every year. Those goals that I've set myself, they already seem bonkers to me. Sub 37, 35K, I don't know how I'm going to do that, okay? Sub 36, 30, 10K, same, seems a bit crazy to me. The only goal that I feel fairly confident in my ability to achieve towards the end of next year is a sub 81 half marathon. I think that's not too far-fetched. Not set a marathon goal because I don't know if I'm going to be running a marathon next year. I do have my entry for Valencia 2026 if I want it. I may run it, I may transfer it to Ben, I may transfer it to someone else, but I'm not going to put pressure on myself to try and run a marathon next year. I'm just going to see how the year will unfold and I'm not going to make a decision right now. The truth is, I really don't know what my running is going to look like next year. I really don't think I'm going to be racing as much because, you know, in the UK, you've got tons of local races all the time. In this part of the world, running is definitely growing, but it's not on the same level and I will have less options. We will travel to Europe for some races, but it's not like we can do that every month. You know, from the UK, flying to Spain for a race, it's a short flight, it's okay. From Dubai, flying to Spain, it's a long haul, it's a lot more costly, it's not something we can do as often, and we've not mapped out our year yet, so we don't really know what we're going to be doing, and I have no idea of what my races will be next year as of now. And of course, I don't know how I'm going to cope with the climate here. Right now in December, it is lovely weather, but it is going to get really, really hot, and I don't know how I will cope training in proper heat. I just have no idea, to be honest. So we just have to play it by ear. But you know, for now, I am finding my feet here. I hope I'll enjoy exploring the running scene in Dubai and beyond. I hope I'll get to take you along on this journey. I'll have to see what I can do about filming. I want to be obviously very mindful here, but I hope I'll be able to still document some of my races. And I hope you'll enjoy following along. And a big thank you for all the support I had on this YouTube channel this year. Thank you so much to everyone who took the time to watch my videos, comment, give a thumbs up, subscribe. If you've not subscribed already and you're watching this video, please hit the subscribe button and I hope to see you all in my next one in the new year. Bye!